Hello and welcome back to another episode. My name's Jools and I'm part of the wedding planning team, and I'm joined here by
Gemma from Heritage Venues, and I am part of the wedding viewing team.
Today we're going to give you a little insider chat to what we're seeing more of in terms of wedding trends, and also a little insight to our two fabulous wedding venues. So Gemma, I'll let you start it off with talking about both of them.
Amazing. So yes, we provide the event management and catering at two wonderful venues in Berkshire. First one being Lillibrooke Manor. So Lillibrooke Manor is a barn venue in Maidenhead. It's got a countryside setting, amazing facilities. It's got sort of two main barn spaces, so we offer the option to marry on site and have your reception there too. There are lots of spaces at Lillibrooke in terms of inside and out. So it's great for sort of smaller numbers, but it's also great for larger weddings too. We also have two amazing prep spaces. So we recently added this year a second preparation space at Lillibrooke, meaning that both couples can actually get ready on site, which we're really, really fortunate to be able to have. And alongside that, amazing on-site accommodation. So you can sleep up to 16 people on the night of your wedding at Lillibrooke. So it's amazing, beautiful setting. Our couples love Lillibrooke, but we are also very lucky because we have a second venue, which is Stanlake Park, slightly different, but similar at the same time. So again, a barn venue, but Stanlake is nestled within a vineyard setting. So if you are, I guess, looking for a beautiful sort of overseas setting within like an Italian vineyard, but for logistical reasons that might not work for you, Stanlake is the venue for you. So two barn spaces there, coach house and vineyard barn. Again, amazing outdoor space as well. Slightly rustic, more sort of a rustic feel to it. But yeah, they're both beautiful venues and have so much to offer. So if you are looking for a wedding venue, definitely come and have a little look.
Yeah, I think Stanlake is probably a very popular venue over the summer periods because of the vines are out.
Definitely. I think that probably Stanlake is a more preferable spring-summer venue. Yeah. Maybe early autumn as well, I would definitely say.
Yeah, they go on quite late.
Yeah, they do. Because the vines, dependent on the weather, can still look amazing through until sort of October time. Lillibrooke, I would probably say, tends to be more popular all year round. Yeah. Mainly because it has quite a lot of space, as I said. So we have slightly more indoor space at Lillibrooke. And often if couples are looking for accommodation, I mean, Stanlake has accommodation, but not quite as much as Lillibrooke. But yeah, absolutely. Both venues are stunning. We're so lucky.
There's definitely probably a lot of venues are difficult in that winter time.
Yes.
And Lillibrooke has those spaces that enable couples to still have every part of the day in separate areas, which is quite nice. And also lending itself to winter weddings with kind of decoration, lighting, all that kind of thing. It's a popular space for winter weddings.
Definitely.
Lots of space for big Christmas trees.
Oh yeah, amazing. And but I would also say that it also works really well in the summer for that reason too, because so many couples are concerned about the UK weather. We just can't guarantee sunshine as much as we'd love to. But yeah, it's one of those things that couples often will ask, what happens if it rains on the day of our wedding? So Lillibrooke does have the engine room, which means that we can do drinks receptions in there. We offer pre-ceremony bars and things. It's a great space. And often when people walk into it, they love it because it is a little bit unusual, a little bit different, but great because it's within that main barn space too. So it works really, really well.
I'm going to ask you a little bit about what you're seeing coming through the doors at the moment. What kind of questions, what are people looking for? Because from our discussions in the office, I feel like people are asking a lot more questions to you guys. I'm wanting to know really a lot more about what they're booking.
Sure.
And so what kind of trends are you seeing coming through?
So I think couples are really sort of spending a bit more time researching the options available. I guess they want to find a venue that's going to work for their vision for the day. So catering being a big part of that. We're seeing a lot of people wanting to know about more sort of barbecue style menus.
Casual.
Casual, relaxed, because I think people like the idea of moving away from more of a traditional feel.
Yeah.
They want something a bit more relaxed. So ultimately, we are working with couples to kind of offer that as an option. That is probably one of the key things people are more intrigued about at the moment. The other thing is cost savings. How can they help bring down their overall spend? And we try and kind of give them sort of helpful tips, things like, reducing daytime numbers, offering kind of maybe, picking the classic options as opposed to maybe the luxury options to help bring down the overall cost per head.
But still providing your kind of full set for the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the lovely thing. Like, all of our options are amazing. It just means that, if you're paying for, say, the classic option compared to the luxury, the options are slightly different, but you're still getting an amazing food experience for you and your guests on the day. Our drinks packages, there's some great options within there too. So I guess really probably people are just wanting to feel as though they're getting the best value for their day, they're getting the right service, they're finding the venue that's going to work with them to really achieve their ideal vision for their wedding day.
I'm thinking these sorts of things that everyone's now really honing in on.
Yeah.
This casual dining, budget.
Yeah.
Lends itself really nicely to the Twilight package.
Yes.
So thinking about what might be popular going forward, like me personally, engaged, just dropping that in there, everyone. But I've been thinking about these sorts of things as well.
Yes.
And I think that your options with the Twilight package being budget friendly.
Yes.
And also a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, they are. So we have just introduced the Twilight packages at Lillibrooke Manor for next year. And what they really do is they slightly change the perspective of a traditional wedding. So the idea with a Twilight wedding is that you'd have access to the venue from 4:00.
Yeah.
Now, there are a couple of options, which I know we've spoken about the ceremony itself taking place either on site at the venue, which could happen, but it would just be a later ceremony. Yeah. So it's almost like cutting out the sort of middle part of the day and that very early start to have a bit more of a sort of relaxed feel to their day, later ceremony, and pretty much going straight into their reception. Now, the massive positive with this for couples, based on the trends that we're finding, is that it is offering a big reduction on the venue hire, because obviously you're not having the venue for the whole day, you're having it from 4, but it works with the format of the Twilight wedding. So for a lot of couples, what they would probably do is not necessarily have a smaller number for their ceremony, though they still can and have extra people, but it does, I think, give people the option to just go maybe straight into their sort of meal and evening reception as well.
You have a short drinks reception, still fit in everything. I think also from a planning side of things, it can impact. I mean, if you choose to squeeze a whole wedding day into that time frame, then you still have quite a bit of planning in the same way that a full day wedding would. But then you also have the flip side, whereas if you're opting for a way more casual, maybe not even a sit down, something more just evening food style if it's later in the day.
Definitely.
That you then wouldn't have to do a table plan. You might cut out that admin side of it, which is a hefty project for those couples. I know that doing the table plan is the worst.
Yeah, and I think another thing that couples tend to sort of feedback to us is that nowadays, I think people are thinking outside of the box. So they don't necessarily want a traditional wedding where, they have an earlier ceremony and it's a much longer day. I think for couples, they want the celebration aspect.
Yeah,
they want to enjoy the food. They want to enjoy it with the people that are obviously coming to the reception and the ceremony itself. So it does give you a chance, I guess, to make it that bit more personal. You could have a celebrant ceremony maybe. So like, potentially have an off-site ceremony ahead of the day itself and have that personal celebrant ceremony. There are ways of kind of making it more about, I guess, the couple than feeling that huge pressure, which sometimes couples do when they're planning their wedding, of trying to sort of please everyone, I guess, and sort of make it less about them.
Yeah, I think you can, with this Twilight package, you can get that kind of party feel, because
Definitely.
a bit earlier on perhaps, sort of almost from the get-go. So if you go for a more celebrant style ceremony, or a friend doing it, which a lot of people do nowadays,
I love that.
you could have a welcome drink, almost like a drinks reception from the get-go.
Yes.
Have a drink in the ceremony, have it a bit more as a fun celebration, going straight into the party side of it.
Definitely.
So yeah, it's definitely a good way to still feel like you're having a beautiful wedding venue, full wedding day, but in a party form, basically.
Exactly.
Evening section.
And that's the thing. You don't have to compromise on all of the things that you you want. It's just a slight shift to the way that maybe somebody might have experienced a wedding before. But it's a great way of helping to reduce that venue hire cost. So what we are offering is twilight weddings on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Sunday. Yeah. So if that is something that obviously you think that could fit for your day, then we've got lots of information on the website. So definitely reach out to us, because we'd love to have a chat with you about it. We're quite excited.
Before they go.
Definitely. Especially we've got some summer dates still currently available, which would be perfect, I think, for a twilight wedding. The longer evenings, especially using kind of the outside areas as well. We've got so many great spaces at Lillibrooke that you could kind of utilise, especially during the warmer months and things. Yeah.
So I think we are being as flexible as we can, and really just trying to give everyone as many options as we can to have the most perfect day with us.
Absolutely. And going back to that thing of giving couples the best experience they can when they're planning their day, we always say, talk to us, let us know what you want, and we can certainly, talk to the team and see what we can sort of do to make it work.
Amazing. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Don't forget to like, share, follow. Thanks.